Have you ever stood up from a chair and felt your legs wobble, like your muscles were still trying to catch up with your brain? Or maybe you've been jolted awake in the middle of the night by a painful cramp that felt like your calf was being squeezed in a vise. You're not alone. For millions of adults over 60, leg cramps, muscle weakness, and shaky balance have become a frustrating and frightening part of daily life. But here's something most people don't realize. These symptoms aren't always caused by just getting old. In fact, in many cases, they're your body's way of crying out for nutrients it's no longer getting enough of. As we age, our muscles shrink, our nerves slow down, and our bones lose density. And yet, we're often told to just stay active or walk it off, as if exercise alone can fix the problem. The truth is, your legs can't perform without fuel. Imagine trying to drive your car without gas. It doesn't matter how new the tires are or how strong the engine used to be. Without the right fuel, it's not going anywhere. Your body works the same way. Muscles, bones, and nerves all depend on specific vitamins and minerals to function. And when you're low on them, which most older adults are, you start to feel it in your legs first. Here's the good news. You don't need to accept leg pain, cramps, or instability as your new normal. In this video, we're going to reveal 4 essential nutrients that can dramatically improve leg strength, reduce cramps, and help you walk, climb, and move with confidence again. These are the same nutrients that help people like Mary, 69, go from nightly cramps and needing a cane to walking freely, pain-free, and sleeping through the night again. So if you're ready to take back control of your legs, feel stronger, and stay independent, you're in the right place. Let's dive in. Staying active is essential. No doubt about it. Movement keeps your joints loose, your muscles engaged, and your circulation flowing. But if you're over 60 and your legs still feel weak or crampy despite all that walking and stretching, there's something else going on. Because here's the truth. Exercise alone isn't enough. Think of your body like a complex machine. Exercise is what activates it, but nutrition is what powers it. You wouldn't run your car every day without checking the oil, right? Same goes for your legs. They can't build strength, maintain balance, or recover from effort unless they have the right vitamins and minerals to keep the system running. As we age, 3 major changes silently work against us. Muscle mass declines, starting as early as your 40s. Bone density weakens, making fractures more likely. Nerve signals slow down, leading to poor coordination and delayed reactions. Even with regular activity, if your muscles don't get the nutrients they need to rebuild, or your bones don't get the minerals to stay dense, or your nerves can't communicate properly, your legs won't get stronger. They'll stay stuck in a cycle of fatigue, cramping, and imbalance. The missing piece for many people? Nutrition. Specifically, 4 powerhouse nutrients that most older adults don't get enough of. And we're not talking about trendy supplements or miracle pills. We're talking about real nutrients that have been backed by science and proven to improve muscle response, boost nerve signals, strengthen bones, and dramatically reduce leg cramps. When you combine intentional movement with targeted nutrition, that's when real change happens. That's when walking becomes easier. That's when stairs feel conquerable again. That's when the cramps stop interrupting your sleep. 1. Vitamin D, powering the foundation. Let's start with the most underestimated but absolutely essential nutrient for aging legs, Vitamin D. Vitamin D isn't just a bone vitamin. It's a muscle activator, a stability booster, a quiet guardian of your independence. You see, as we age, we lose fast-twitch muscle fibers, the kind responsible for quick reactions, like catching yourself if you trip. And guess what? Vitamin D helps preserve those very fibers. Not only that, but vitamin D also enhances how your nerves communicate with your muscles. It's like flipping on the lights inside your body. Without enough of it, your leg muscles may literally be left in the dark. Now, here's the kicker. Most adults over 60 are deficient in vitamin D. Why? Because we naturally lose the ability to synthesize it through our skin as we age, and we also tend to spend less time outside. Even if we do go out, sunscreen blocks the UVB rays needed to make vitamin D. That's why so many seniors, and even active ones, experience muscle weakness, slower reflexes, and more frequent falls. Let's make it personal. If you've noticed your balance isn't what it used to be, if climbing stairs feels harder than it should, if your legs feel lazy or slow to respond, you may not be out of shape. You may be out of vitamin D. Here's how to get it back. Sunlight. Spend 15 to 30 minutes in the morning or late afternoon sun, with arms and legs exposed if possible. Food. Salmon, mackerel, sardines, fortified dairy, egg yolks, mushrooms. Supplements. Most experts recommend 800 to 1,000 international units per day for older adults. Some may need more, depending on blood levels. Simple blood tests can confirm your status, and correcting a deficiency often brings dramatic improvement in energy, balance, and leg strength. Remember, vitamin D is more than a vitamin. It's a trigger for everything your legs are trying to do. Don't skip it. 2. Magnesium, the silent muscle saver. Let's talk about one of the most quietly essential minerals in the human body, magnesium. Magnesium is involved in over 300 biochemical reactions, but for your legs, it does two things exceptionally well. It helps muscles contract and relax smoothly. It keeps nerve signals calm and clear. When your magnesium levels are low, which is surprisingly common in older adults, muscles start to misfire. That's when you get those nasty nighttime leg cramps, restless legs, or that tight, twitchy sensation after walking. Now, think about this. How many nights have you woken up with a calf cramp that made you bolt upright in pain? How many times have you rubbed your legs in frustration because they just wouldn't stop twitching? That might not be just aging. It could be magnesium screaming for attention. Even mild magnesium deficiency can cause increased muscle fatigue, poor recovery after walking or exercise, tension in the knees and hips, insomnia due to leg discomfort, and yes, even higher risk of falls. And here's the twist. Stress, alcohol, caffeine, certain blood pressure, and heartburn meds all deplete magnesium fast. So if you're active, under stress, or on common medications, your need for magnesium may be even higher than average. Here's how to get enough. Top food sources: pumpkin seeds, spinach, almonds, black beans, avocados, cashews, quinoa, bananas. Supplements. Look for magnesium citrate or glycinate. They're better absorbed and gentler on the stomach. Many people notice results within days. Less cramping, better sleep, improved energy during walks. That's the power of magnesium. It's not flashy. It doesn't get headlines. But your muscles, they know the difference. 3. Vitamin B12. Fuel for coordination and control. Let's move on to vitamin B12. One of the most overlooked heroes in leg health. B12 isn't about bulk. It's about control, helping your nerves talk to your muscles with precision. If your legs feel heavy, if you sometimes feel a slight numbness in your feet, if your walking is a bit unsteady, or your reflexes are slow, there's a good chance your body is running low on B12. This is especially true if you've taken acid-reducing meds like PPIs, you have diabetes or blood sugar issues, you're vegetarian or eat little meat, you're over 60, your stomach naturally produces less intrinsic factor, which is needed to absorb B12. And here's the problem. B12 deficiency often comes on slowly, so slowly that people chalk it up to just getting older. But it's not age, it's biology. Without enough B12, your nerves misfire. Muscles don't get the right signals. Balance suffers, and worst of all, you're at greater risk for irreversible nerve damage. The good news? B12 is easy to fix, and your body stores it well. Here's how. Food sources: meat, fish, eggs, dairy, shellfish, especially clams and liver. Supplements: sublingual tablets, or B12 injections, if absorption is a problem. Fortified options: cereals and plant milks for vegetarians or vegans. Typical dose ranges from 250 micrograms per day. Maintenance: to 1,000 micrograms per day. Rebuilding stores. It's water-soluble, so excess is flushed out, making it one of the safest vitamins to supplement. And the benefits? Sharper reflexes, better balance, clearer thinking, more energy, lighter legs. Remember, it's not always your muscles that are weak. Sometimes your nerves just can't keep up. Give them the fuel they need. 4. Potassium, the muscle whisperer. Last but not least, let's talk about potassium. Your body's electrolyte maestro. Potassium is a mineral that works behind the scenes to balance fluids inside and outside your cells. This is crucial for muscle function, especially in your legs. Ever gotten a sudden cramp in your calf while just lying in bed? That can be a potassium issue. Ever felt your legs tremble or give out slightly after standing for a long time? Also, a potential sign of low potassium. Here's why. When potassium levels dip, even slightly, muscles become unstable. They may twitch, cramp, or fatigue early. The nervous system becomes noisy, disrupting how your legs respond to signals. Potassium also helps neutralize acids in the body, preventing calcium from leaching out of your bones. That means it's supporting both muscle and bone health at the same time. And here's something surprising. You don't need fancy supplements or sports drinks to boost your potassium. Nature already did the job. Top food sources: sweet potatoes, bananas, avocados, spinach beans, white beans especially, oranges, and citrus. Even a plain baked potato with the skin has more potassium than a banana. The recommended intake is 2,600 milligrams per day for adult women, 3,400 milligrams per day for adult men. Most Americans fall short, not because potassium is hard to get, but because we don't eat enough whole plant-based foods. Caution: if you have kidney disease or are on certain medications, like diuretics, always talk to your doctor before increasing potassium. But for most healthy adults, food-based sources are a safe and powerful way to improve muscle performance. So next time your legs cramp up, don't just stretch, ask your potassium. Wrapping up the big 4. Let's take a deep breath and step back. We've just covered 4 of the most powerful nutrients for leg strength after 60. Vitamin D lights up your muscles, preserves fast reactions, and reduces inflammation. Magnesium keeps contractions smooth, prevents cramps, and guides calcium into bones. Vitamin B12 maintains nerve function and balance control. Potassium prevents cramps, balances muscle activity, and supports bone strength. But it's not just about taking 4 pills a day. It's about understanding your body, feeding it what it needs, and listening to the warning signs it's been giving you through your legs. When these 4 nutrients are in balance, something amazing happens. Your legs move with intention. You regain confidence with every step. The fear of falling starts to fade, and activities you once avoided, like stairs, walks, or dancing, begin to feel possible again. Let me tell you a story, one that isn't just inspiring, it's deeply human, because it could easily be your story, or the story of someone you love. Her name is Mary Callahan. She's 69 years old, a retired elementary school teacher, and a grandmother of 4. She lives in Sarasota, Florida, in a cozy 1-story home with a screened porch, wind chimes on the patio, and a rose garden she used to tend every morning without fail. Used to. Because just 2 years ago, Mary nearly lost her ability to walk. Not to an accident, not to a disease, but to something far more common and far more overlooked: nutritional deficiency. I thought it was just old age. Mary's story starts the way most of ours do: subtle signs, little things. It began with leg cramps at night. At first, she ignored them. Oh, it's just aging, she thought. I probably didn't drink enough water. Then the cramps got worse. They weren't just annoying. They were debilitating, waking her up at 2 or 3 a.m. with searing pain in her calves. She'd clutch the edge of the bed, breathing hard, trying to massage the muscle back to life. She tried warm baths. She tried stretching before bed. She even started taking an over-the-counter calcium supplement. But nothing worked. And then came the second wave: fatigue and instability. She found herself avoiding the stairs, skipping walks around the neighborhood. She told her daughter, "I don't trust my legs anymore." Worse than the pain was the fear of falling, of breaking something, of becoming dependent. And for a woman like Mary, who had always been fiercely independent, that was unbearable. Doctors, tests, and shrugs. Over the course of the next 6 months, Mary saw 3 doctors. One checked her heart, another ran a bone scan, the third recommended physical therapy. Nothing they found was technically wrong. Her bones were okay, her muscles looked fine, and her blood pressure was stable. They chalked it up to age. But Mary knew her body, and this wasn't aging. This was a decline, a steady, scary, unnatural decline. By the end of that year, she had a cane. She had stopped gardening. She had even given up attending Sunday services at her church because the walk from the parking lot felt too long. And then something changed, a turning point. During a lunch date with a longtime friend, Mary broke down. She admitted how scared she was, how trapped she felt in her own body. Her friend, a retired nurse, listened carefully and then asked a simple question: "Have they checked your vitamin levels?" Mary blinked. "Like what?" "Iron." "No," her friend said. "Vitamin D, magnesium, B12, potassium. Any of that?" Mary hadn't. None of the doctors had even mentioned it. That night, she did something she hadn't done in months. She opened her laptop, sat at her kitchen table, and started researching. She found studies on leg cramps and magnesium. She found articles on how B12 deficiency can mimic neurological decline. She read about older women regaining balance after correcting vitamin D levels. And she found one phrase that hit her hard: leg weakness is often nutritional, not muscular. The next week, she asked her doctor to run a full nutritional panel. the results, and the reality. The results were eye-opening. Her vitamin D was dangerously low. Her magnesium was below the recommended range. Her B12 was borderline deficient. Her potassium was just barely holding in the normal range. Her doctor was surprised. "We don't usually check these unless someone's malnourished," he admitted. But Mary wasn't malnourished. She was just missing pieces. Her body, like so many others in their 60s and beyond, was starving at a cellular level, and her legs were the first to suffer. The recovery plan. With her doctor's supervision, Mary began a targeted supplement regimen: 1,000 IU of vitamin D3, daily 400 milligrams of magnesium glycinate at night, a weekly B12 shot for 8 weeks, a potassium-rich diet with sweet potatoes, spinach, and bananas. She also committed to walking 10 minutes every day, just around the house if that's all she could manage. At first, she didn't notice much. The cramps still came. The fatigue still lingered. But by the 3rd week, something shifted. The cramps? Gone. Her sleep? Deeper. She stood up from her recliner and realized she hadn't braced herself first. She just stood. By week 6, she walked to the mailbox without holding the railing. By week 10, she was back in her garden. And on week 12, she went to church. Without her cane. The deeper change. Yes, her legs were stronger, her muscles more stable, her gait more confident. But more importantly, her spirit had returned. "I didn't realize how much I had shrunk," she said. "Not just physically, but mentally. I stopped believing in what I could do." That's the thing about losing strength. It doesn't just affect your body. It eats away at your confidence, your freedom, your joy. But once Mary started nourishing her body correctly, that flame inside her started burning again. She didn't just regain strength. She regained herself. Lessons from Mary's story. Mary's journey isn't rare. In fact, it's far more common than you think. Leg pain, fatigue, unsteadiness, night cramps, all signs that your body may be whispering or screaming for something it's missing. You don't have to wait for a cane. You don't have to accept decline as inevitable. You don't have to lose the life you love. You just have to listen and act. Closing reflection. If you're watching this and thinking, "That's me," let Mary's story be your turning point. Ask your doctor to check your nutrient levels. Look at your diet with fresh eyes. Take your body seriously. It's trying to tell you something. There is no magic pill. But there is a path, and it begins with vitamin D, magnesium, B12, and potassium. These aren't just vitamins. They're hope in capsule form. They're mobility in a meal. They're freedom waiting to be reclaimed. Mary turned her story around. You can too. You have more control than you think. And the journey back to strength? It starts from the inside out. So now you know. Behind the cramps, behind the stiffness, behind the fear of falling, there might not be a disease or a disorder, just a few missing nutrients that your legs have been quietly begging for. Vitamin D, to activate your muscles and sharpen your balanced magnesium. To calm your nerves and stop the nighttime cramps, vitamin B12. To restore control, reflexes, and coordination, potassium. To keep your muscles smooth, stable, and strong. These aren't exotic. They're not expensive. They're within reach, and they're absolutely essential. So ask yourself, are you tired of waking up sore, cramping, or unstable? Are you avoiding stairs, long walks, or the grocery aisle just because your legs can't keep up? Are you ready to take back your strength? Not in 10 years, not next year, but now. Because here's the truth. Your age doesn't define your strength. Your habits do. If Mary could go from nightly pain and a cane to walking freely, gardening again, and dancing at her granddaughter's birthday party, so can you. The transformation begins the moment you decide to support your legs, not just with movement, but with meaningful nutrition. Here's what to do next. Like this video if you found something helpful. Comment below. What symptom are you dealing with? What nutrient will you start focusing on today? Subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification bell so you never miss future tips, stories, and strategies to stay strong, independent, and energized. And if you know someone, a parent, a friend, a neighbor, who's struggling with leg strength or mobility, share this video. It might just be the spark they need. You deserve legs that move with purpose, a body that supports your passions, a future full of energy and freedom. Strong legs don't start in the gym. They start at the cellular level. And you now have the knowledge to fuel that strength. So take that first step, then the next. And let's walk this road, stronger, steadier, and healthier together. We'll see you in the next video. Stay strong, stay inspired, stay unstoppable.